Hey there, friends. Another episode of the Pre-Ride Show coming at you here from the Rock Cobbler in Bakersfield, California. Get a chance to spend a few minutes with my man, Pete Stetina. Pete.
Howdy.
Good to see you, man. Welcome 2022, whole new year kicking off. How you feeling?
I'm good. I've my first Rock Cobbler. Everyone's been hounding me to get down here forever, saying it is stupidly awkward and unique and fun, and if you see from the neon lights behind me,
Just where we're at right now?
It's living up. I mean, I went in to pick up my packet and I walked out with a breakfast beer.
There you go. Let's go back just for a second to last year. A remarkable season by any standard. Second place on the Pure Gravel Power Rankings, by the way. I understand there might be some issues with that, which we'll resolve with the mainframe and get our algorithms correct. But man, congrats. That had to feel good. You had some major wins. Any recollections or thought on the year as you kind of look back?
Results and profession-wise, it was the most successful year of my career. I won a ton of races, and I don't really want to mark my success by race wins, though. I don't think that's the point of gravel. And I was able to finally have my Neo Pro gravel year where I got to experience the vast landscape of all these different events all through the country and feel each one out in the terrain and these projects with some partners and meet so many people. So by all accounts, it was the most fun year of my career, but I also had some nice bike race results. So, yeah.
I noticed that a lot about you. It is about the fun. You're as competitive as it gets out there. I know that just from knowing your personality. But man, when it's not, you are participating right in the middle of the fun. And I think that speaks to your understanding and pushing this concept of the inclusiveness of gravel riding and gravel racing.
I mean, I don't think anyone wants it to be road racing off-road. I said that from day one when I came here, and I fully adhere to it. Like, I'm here to, my first Belgian waffle ride and my first Unbound, it was this community experience that sucked me in, and it was so much more gratifying. So the fact that I just ride on dirt, I don't want to I did that in my former career. So like now I'm here and to meet these people and when you put a number on your bike, you want to ride hard. That's the point. Like we're all competitive. It's still a bike race, but I mean, there's so much more that goes into a bike race besides pedaling hard or trying to put your hands in the air. And that said, like, I will try when the flag is dropped.
Yeah.
So that's my angle.
You've been very forward-facing in terms of promoting the sport that way. But what that's done is it's led to a lot of new faces showing up and turning up. Even let's call it graduating out of the World Tour and now jumping into the gravel scene in the USA. Does that feel good, or is it like, oh crap, now I got to race against these guys?
You want it to be a bigger pond. If I slowly get outpaced in gravel, then that's fine. It's not happening yet.
I don't think it's going to happen for a while.
But I was very clear from day one. Like I tried to set a template for others to be able to follow and to find their own way in this sport, right? And I've been very open and public and not hiding anything in any podcast or pre-ride show I do on whether it's tire pressure or a privateering business model in like how to talk to sponsors. I've had calls with some other riders in how they can kind of navigate it. Like I feel like this is a very big table, and if we want gravel to succeed, we're all elevating it. Race promoters like Sam or Michael, myself, my colleague athletes, like we're all holding this thing up at the moment to grow it, and there's room for more as long as you come with the right attitude, I think.
It's not a pie. Like this there's a ton of stuff there that's not going to run out.
No, like we're fucking cooking the whole hog.
Yeah. No, I love it. There's new races being added all the time. And I think what I'm getting at here is this concept of the spirit of gravel. And knowing that we have to protect that.
Yes.
But we're also racing here, and there's careers on the line, there's contracts on the line and things like that.
It is.
Is the sport evolving in a way that's going to help us do both? Simultaneously maintain the spirit of gravel, have fun, and do all these fun things, but also for the racing element, be able to simultaneously put edges around this and make it fair and make it nice and equitable for everybody that is going out there and racing for the money and racing for the contracts and things like that.
I mean, I think it's going to be a balance, and I think it just needs to be big and vast enough that you have to find your way and what makes you tick. People talk about influencing versus race results is one example, right? And it's like this world is so vast and there's so many different ways to do things out here that you just have to find your angle and what you like to do and dive into that and find a way to align yourself and ideally make a living out of that. And, and that's the same with the races, whether it is prize money payouts or not even timed or UCI, like, vote with your registration. Like, I'm gonna go to the events that ticket for me that I wanna have fun at, and I'm gonna just try to do me. And you're gonna do you. You guys are gonna come to the races you wanna talk about and promote, and we're all gonna try to do our best. And it's true, when money starts to come into something, it gets more cutthroat. I mean, that's nature, and I think that was always, at least when I started, you had mountain biking, which was more lifestyle based, and then you had pro road, which coming out of the Lance era, it
Couldn't
was
be more.
Personalities were
Right.
very vast, and
Right,
you were
right.
kind of there for a job. And gravel's kind of in the middle ground somewhere right now, and is exploding. But this is also the golden era of gravel, and I mean, I know what I'm doing, and I know what gives me joy on a bike, and I'm going to keep promoting it that way, and I hope people find value in that.
Yeah.
So
You posted a very ambitious schedule for this year.
I messed up already. I said I was
Made
going to
some
do
mistakes.
less. There's so much cool stuff
Well,
out
I can
there.
imagine you're being pulled everywhere. Every
Yeah.
race would love to have you there, and certainly there's enough
Sometimes.
big races on the calendar to fill up anybody's schedule.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to this big year. Is there any of the races that stand out more as a big target for you? Like, what are the ones you really are the A races and the one you're priming for?
I'm trying not to put any race on too much of a pedestal because I feel like, we have the rise of these big money series, right? And as the UCI is talking about their world championships, and you have the Lifetime series, which I support, they're friends of mine. I support Michael's BWR Quadruple Crown. Like, I want to help. We're all in this together, as I said, lifting this up. So, I want to tap those big ones, but I also want to give 100% focus that I can to the Mid-South and the SBTs, those iconic, the RPIs, the iconic independent races, and then grassroots races. Like, I feel like the Rock Cobbler still fits in that, even though we have 500 people lining up tomorrow, is just, this is the backbone of what started gravel.
For sure.
And this is where arguably I have the most fun. I mean, the stress now around BWR is pretty big.
Sure.
There's a lot going on. So, I mean, it's about balancing all that and not forgetting about the origin of it. And so everyone is equally important, and everyone kind of tells a story throughout my season. And also, it's just there's so many cool things, I want to experience them all. So I know I'm going to be burnt out, but if I had to choose one to really knock off the list, even though everything I said, I sound like a hypocrite now, but I feel like an Unbound title is like the unchecked one. I mean, a third time's a charm at BWR would be super cool, but Unbound is, I haven't done it yet. I've been second and third, so that's
right
a little
there,
like,
right there.
I have a bit of an axe to grind.
Right on.
Yeah.
You and Big Tall Wayne are headed on a pretty big adventure this week, though,
Yeah.
going down to Columbia. On a self-supported race down there. What's that all about? How did you even get pulled into this deal?
That's, again, the world of gravel is so vast, and it's ever expanding, and every year I want to try to do a foreign trip. I made my career was in Europe, my whole road racing career. I want to travel. I want to do something international every year. And last year it was the Rift in Iceland. So this year I started looking around for something that would really light another fire, and I found this 8-day gravel stage race in Colombia across the Andes mountain range. It's called the Transcortiers, and there's 3 versions. There is self-supported, just like you sleep in a bivvy in the jungle, which I don't really have any desire to.
Colombian jungle's not your thing.
Yeah, it's not yet. I'm not. I mean, I love Lockie. I am not at that moment in my life where I can, like, just sleep on the trail side.
Takes a special dude.
Yeah, it's just different mindset. And I want to feel Colombia, right? I want to see the towns, the people, the food. And then there's another side of the spectrum that you can pay a pretty penny for aid stations and fully supported to accomplish this, which is great. But there's this middle one that myself and Lawrence Tendam are going to do that is self-supported over 8 days. So you're basically credit card bike packing, bike bags, like carrying extra tubes, tires, sealant, chargers, pajamas, all of it. But you're stopping every night, and you can go to the local bike shop if you need help. You can go to the local restaurant. So it's going to be 8 days across the Andes, high elevation riding, thin altitude air. Like somewhere
you're
between
come back from this thing with blood cells like nickels, man.
9 to 15,000 feet of vert every day.
Yeah.
And it also, you know, in the grand scheme of, you know, my season, like tropical high elevation Colombia, 8 days in the mountains is going to set me up really well for the spring season to come, I'm hoping. Because it was so busy last year, I took my off season much later, so I'm a month behind where I normally would be this time of year. So I feel like this is kind of like the kick in the butt to get me ready for Mid-South too.
Kickstart it and get it going.
Yeah, and Wayne is coming down. He's fully fluent in Spanish.
Oh, there you go.
He lived in Colombia for a few months in a former life.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So he's going to continue to be the people's champ and help wrench for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better one down there.
Yeah.
My man, we can't wait to see how the season unfolds for you.
Thank you.
I know you're going to have great success. We're super glad you.
I don't know that, but I hope so.
You put the time in and the effort, and you always give it hell. You represent yourself and your brand so very well, and you document it so well for us too. So we can't wait to see what goes on down in Colombia, and we'll check in with you a couple more times throughout the season and see how things are going.
All right. Cool. Cheers.
Cheers. Pete Stetina joining us here on the Pre-Ride Show with Pure Gravel. Please subscribe to our channel, click the little bell so you get all the notifications of all of our future episodes that we'll be posting here during our time at the Rock Cobbler. Thanks for looking in.